week if you like to follow politics, and Pat Quinn gets to keep the job that he's held since the ouster of former Governor Rod Blagojevich. And today's Daily Herald takes really an in-depth look at Quinn's past and his possible future with help from his 93-year-old mother. You probably saw her this week as he helped her go to the polls. Well, Daily Herald reporter Carrie Lester joins us with more this morning, too. So nice to have you here.
Good morning.
This is really interesting. You kind of like profile him, but you go all the way back to his childhood. What did you learn that maybe some of us don't realize about Governor Quinn?
Well, he was a community activist from the start. At age 10, his mom says he organized neighborhood boys together and got them to clear out this overgrown field and made it a ball field. So he really had that in mind from the start, and that continued all the way through college and to his campaign with the Illinois Coalition for Political Honesty and now to the governor's office.
And few people would question, even Republican Bill Brady says, you know, Pat Quinn's heart is in the right place. The question is, does he have the spine, the courage to stand up? What did your research into him determine on that?
That was really interesting. We put out quite a few calls, including to former Governor Jim Edgar, and all of these experts and former politicians seem to say, you know, in the past 21 months, Quinn really had to focus on the election, whether he liked it or not. So looking towards a new term, they're hoping that he will be able to display a little bit more of that spine that people know him for.
Right, and looking ahead, too, what did you discover as far as trying to reach out to the governor? Of course, you had a chance to talk to his relatives, his mother. You think this is one of the few times she's been interviewed, too.
I do. You know, he's a guarded guy, and so you don't really see that family dynamic up front, but it was really interesting to learn about. Mom is with him on the campaign trail. She's at events late at night. She's 93 years old, and she's really keeping up a daunting pace. She's incredible, and his brother John, his brother Tom, and his two sons, David and Patrick, are by his side as well.
Your article mentions, you know, he went from kind of political gadfly to governor. I was with him earlier this week, and he even used the phrase, "Nobody can call me the accidental governor anymore," which I thought was interesting. It was kind of the first time you heard him sound a little angry over the fact that people questioned his legitimacy. How do you think that factors in to the Pat Quinn that we're going to see for the next 4 years?
Well, I think we're going to come out and we're going to see him saying, I'm doing this in my own right. He said that he plans to tell the legislature that they have a mandate to do hard things. So Jim Edgar thinks he's going to be using that bully pulpit. So.
Yeah, it's certainly a tough agenda in store for him right now. I mean, just aside from the budget, just other issues he's facing.
Oh, absolutely. School funding and just, it's just a host of things.
And Pat Quinn is a unique guy. I mean, this is a guy who prides himself in, you know, handing out little business cards where when he was lieutenant governor and then became governor, he just scratched out the lieutenant on it. He likes to, you know, point out that he stays at Super 8s, etc. And one thing that's interesting, if you notice, he was wearing the same tie a lot towards the end of the campaign, that purple and black striped tie. What's the story behind that?
Well, now it's almost 2 years back, we did a story on that. I started noticing, you know, every time he was at a press conference, he was wearing that tie. And so, you know, it's not that much of an exciting story. I guess he was in New York. He found a tie that he really liked. He went back the next day. He has two of them. So he's rotating them. But I think he's just a frugal guy. Who knows? He may have just 5 in store and 2 are in that rotation. So.
Yeah, he said he got a deal on it, and he considers it a lucky tie to a degree.
Yeah, so there you have it. Yeah, we're going to keep track of your ties now. All right. Thank you very much, Carrie.
And you can read the full story.
The prize is